Hi friends, this is Caitlin. Welcome to my channel. I am sharing a really fun Christmas themed love shaker card today. So there is a new release out today with Pink and Main. It's the December release. I'm just showing a couple of the products here. Please go check out. There's an amazing Instagram hop happening now. I'll leave the link to my Instagram post down in the description for you, and you can hop along for a chance to win. I believe it's a gift card that you can shop for whatever you want, but it's a great way to pick up some of these December pieces. And most of the December release is Valentine's themed or love themed, but I am someone who does not have an easy time using or creating cards for a season or a holiday that we're not in. And I love showing different ways that you can stretch your products. So this might have been intended for Valentine's, but we're making a Christmas card because I think there is never a bad time to tell someone that you love them. This would also make a very cute birthday card. Throwing that out there right now. So this is the Love Letters stamp set, and it's really cool because it has a coordinating stencil set, which you can see I'm using here, along with the new low tack sticky mat or craft mat that's new from Pink and Main as well. This worked so good for my stenciling. I have always been a washi tape girl. I don't own anybody's like sticky mat, craft mat, and this is great. Love it. 10 out of 10. So cute, such a cute pink, very easy to use, no regrets. So, but yeah, so not only is there a stamp and a die set with the coordinating stencils, but there's also coordinating foilable panels where the outside or the outline is printed in toner. And so you can use it with the Mink foiling system or like a laminating foiling system. And so the outline could be foiled, and then you could also ink blend it and die cut it. So you could have a shiny one, a regular one, just so many fun options. I love it. I love that Pink and Main is doing more of these foil and stencil sets. And I also love having the option of just stamping as well. So I used Candied apple and aged mahogany for my reds. I'm using Mowed lawn and pine needles for my greens. And I just wanted to go in with the lighter color all over for all 4 letters. And then I'm going in with the darker color mostly on the bottom and top of each letter, but definitely on the outside, just trying to create some variation and depth. It just is so cute and such an easy way to kind of fill these in. I am going to be coloring the critters. There's stencils that go for the critters too. So if you're not into coloring or you have a day where you just don't feel like coloring that day, you could also ink blend your critters. Super cute. There's a second stencil that I didn't end up using that has that as part of it. I'm going to be coloring with Olos, which means I stamped my image onto Pink and Main's Ice Rink cardstock. I've found that my Olos react much better to a thicker, heavyweight cardstock versus my Copic Express It paper that I usually use when I'm alcohol coloring with my Copics. They seem to flood that paper, where a thicker cardstock like this seems to hold up better to my Olos because they have that free flow technology. So I started with my little sweet raccoon. I'm coloring him in with some warm grays. I like to start with the mask and kind of pull my color from there. I always like to make sure I'm using a lighter color where the actual little eye dots are so that they don't get lost. And I wanted to make sure that there was still a good bit of contrast. So like his little belly, because it's so covered by that E, has some of those darker shades, but on the rest of his body, I'm going to keep it a little lighter. And we're going in with some lighter grays, still staying in that warm gray family so that everything kind of goes together. But using the full range, like I said, to create a little more depth and variation across him. These are just so cute. This is such an interesting and cute style. of little images and animals in this one. I feel like I don't have anything else that looks like this, and I love when I can kind of fill a gap in my collection. So for the fox, I'm still learning the Olo colors. I do have Sandy Allnock's hex chart, which is a lifesaver, and I recommend that for anybody who's using Olos or Copics, and I think she has some other marker hex chart options on her site as well. But being able to print that out in the kind of cardstock that you're going to be coloring on most, and being able to swatch and have those available is amazing, because even within these, you'll see I jump around a lot between kind of color family, and the numbers can get kind of crazy. They put them in a certain order, knowing that they're going to fill gaps down the road, but that doesn't necessarily help you now. So being able to see your colors all laid out is really important and really helps to kind of streamline your color, choosing your color options. I left the fox, the white spots on him very light. I just went in with kind of an off-white marker just to break it up so it didn't look like solid white. And for my little bunny, I decided to go in with kind of neutral tan browns. I really like these colors. These are really cute for a little bun. But yeah, same thing, just kind of shading around the outer part, anywhere where one body part overlaps another. So under his little arm, along his back. This was kind of a big jump, this 7.3 to 7.1. So I did go over some of those areas where they overlap a couple times just to try to smooth all of that out. And had to bring in some pink. That R2.2 is also what I used on the fox's ears and the raccoon's ears. I decided to go for polar bear to make this a little more winter and Christmassy, as well as like to tie in with the Christmas colors versus like a brown bear, but obviously you can do whatever color you want. I also think these would be really cool for like a baby themed card, like a baby shower card, and make them like all pastel and cutesy. Would be super cute, like little stuffed animals versus, realistically colored animals. I love that. So I went with cool grays, really pale cool grays, to keep my little polar bear looking very cool toned and frosty and different than my raccoon. I am lining up my coordinating die, putting that down with some washi to run through my die cutting machine. I'm also going to go in with some of this Snowdrift loose glitter. And when I first apply it, it's going to look white because of the glue, but I'll show a picture at the very end. Once the glue dries, it goes completely transparent. So this just looks like little ice crystals, like clear ice crystals, versus when it's on with the white, to me, it looks like frosting, right? Like sugared frosting, which is also very cute. If you wanted these to look like cookies or ice cream or even like gingerbread cookie, you could run some white gel pen under like first, then put the glue and then put the glitter so it would stay white, or leave the space white and kind of color around it. And that would be so cute. But this is going to dry clear and look less intensely like frosting. That's the only thing I can see when I see it with the white. I'm going to use that same Candied Apple Red to stamp out the sending. And I think these are really fun because they have that bold color. It's like the negative space is the sentiment. And I don't know that I have any stamps like that either. So each size sentiment has its own kind of little bubble die to cut it out. And we are going to be making this a shaker card. I also want to throw it out there and say a big thank you to Taylor at Sizzix. I have been trying to get a new die cut machine. They were very kind and offered to send me one. The one I got wasn't working. If you were on my Pink and Main Live, you might have seen in real time when I realized it wasn't working. But we have since figured all of that out. And I have a beautiful new Big Shot. and she works perfectly, and I'm so happy. So I will be a Sizzix Big Shot girl forever. They have won my devotion for sure, and they're so incredibly kind and generous. So thank you to Sizzix. This is not sponsored by Sizzix. I'm just throwing it out there that, right before the holidays, it can be such a stressful time. And the last thing that I wanted to do was spend money or time on myself. And so it felt like a gift from the universe. And I know not everyone is able to get that. So I'm just incredibly grateful. And I can't wait to go die cut all the things. So I'm using one of the smaller A2 shaker pouches from Pink and Main. This one is 3 3/4 by 5. And I die cut one of the holiday plaids. No, I cut one of the holiday plaids down to fit inside. You want it to just be a little smaller than the pouch dimensions so that you don't have it bowing across the center. And I added in the gold holographic gypsy confetti. You just fold over and adhere 3 sides, put in your shaker bits, fold in that last side. I am taking an A2 card base, just, reinforcing that fold. And then I have a panel of Pebble cardstock from Pink and Main that is trimmed down to a full A2 5.5 by 4.25 card front. So we're going to add that on first. Apparently it was a tiny bit smaller, so I'm going to trim off that little white sliver. I usually have to do this, but I decided to keep it in because I realized I've been editing it out, and I know if I didn't know that other people had to deal with that, I would feel probably self-conscious about the fact that I almost always have to do that. And so if anybody else out there has to, I want you to know that you're not alone. So I'm adding this really heavy duty, easy tear tape. It's, I think, the 1/2 inch all the way around and one across the back middle because I want this shaker to stay in place. So we peel off that backing paper and I'm going to get that attached to the front of my card. I just thought the pebble was nice because it does kind of give that warm, almost gingerbready feel without being super specific. But yeah, so then I'm going to add on my cute little critters. I use the same double-sided tape, tear tape on the back, and I'm going to just tuck my sentiment right behind the edges of that bunny ear and the L so that it looks like it's all together. But I just think this turned out so cute. I did add a couple more confetti sequins to the front. I like having confetti inside my shaker and on the front too. But I really hope that you'll go check out that hop. I hope this encourages you to play with some products that may not be intended for whatever season or occasion you're crafting for, but maybe they could be. There's no rules, right? Love is good all year round. So play with it, have fun, and do something fun and exciting and tag me in it. Online. I hope that you have the most amazing weekend. Have a great holiday. I'll see you guys back here next week. And until next time, guys, happy crafting.